It's been a heavy week with a lot of intense emotions. And as an emotional eating coach, I wanted to talk about it from that perspective because I know for me in the past, as someone who used to eat emotionally and binge eat on an almost regular basis, this type of week was like prime opportunity for me to just turn to food in order to feel better. So I thought I'd share just a little bit because it might be helpful for someone who finds themselves struggling right now. And what's interesting is this week, I recorded a podcast on the differences between overeating, emotional eating, and binge eating. So if you want to go and listen to that, you can get the show link in my link tree that's in my profile, okay? Pretty powerful episode talking about those 3 different eating patterns. So if you're someone who struggles with one or all of them, I'm going to invite you to go and listen. But here's what I wanted to share, okay? So I was in my feels. It's been intense. And yesterday, I just really wanted a sweet treat. And I knew exactly why I was thinking about a sweet treat, right? Because, I was feeling just absolutely devastated and heartbroken, and which was everything going on, okay? And I found myself glued to the news, spending a little too much time on TikTok, okay? And yeah, I didn't have firm boundaries in place, okay? And so I noticed the urge to get something sweet. But here's the difference, all right? Before, in the past, I would just automatically go to get the food, right? Not even thinking about it. And most of the time, that would turn into a binge, right? That doesn't happen anymore. So I noticed the urge for something sweet. I paused. I thought about it. I asked myself, are you sure you want to do this? You know, it's not going to change anything. Like, you know, it's not going to fix anything. Are you sure? And you know, it's going to leave you feeling like crap. Okay. But are you sure you want to do this? And I was like, yeah, I do. I felt like a sweet treat. I was just in my feels and I wanted to have it. And the reason I wanted to share this, and I talked about this on the podcast, is because when you're somebody who has a history of eating emotionally, okay, and even when you heal your relationship with food and you come so far and you have a really healthy relationship with food, okay, there are potentially going to be moments when you just want to have an emotional eat. And you know what? That's okay. As I like to say, so what? The point is that you check in with yourself. You pause yourself. You ask the questions and you make a conscious choice, because that is you taking your power back from food. And that is powerful. Okay. So that's what I did yesterday. And what's interesting is I didn't even eat the entire sweet treat. I ended up throwing it out when I was finished because I was paying attention to how I felt as I was eating it, paying attention to how satisfied I was getting. You know, I didn't want to get to be like overly full or anything like that. And so when I was done and I just threw it away. And that is also incredibly powerful because that was not the case when I was knee deep in the throes of emotional eating and binge eating. Okay. And my emotional eat never turns into a binge. I haven't binged in since 2017. So it's been a minute. Anyway, the other thing that I did, which was really helpful, probably more helpful than the sweet treat, was I exercised. I got my body moving because for 3 days, I didn't. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I did nothing physical as far as exercise goes. And what I noticed today, I just went for a 30-minute bike ride on my stationary bike. And it helped tremendously because I think it just got like feeling the heaviness, like just being able to move my body just kind of helped to alleviate some of that and just kind of get things moving. And so that was incredibly helpful. Does it fix everything? No, it doesn't. You know, are there still emotions here with me? Of course, I'm still feeling it, right? But I feel better, a little bit better than I did before I had the bike ride. And that's important. And that's kind of the point of this. Okay. So anyway, hope it's helpful. Hope you're taking care of yourself. And I hope you're setting firm boundaries, especially on social media. Okay. Just be careful. Take care of you. Bye.